So a few years pass after leaving KS, right? You guys hung out there for what? Year or two?
Yeah, about a year and a half or so.
Yeah,
like
mornings.
2 years. Yep.
Yeah. And then kind of get scattered to the wind again.
Yep.
For a little bit.
Yeah, Tony got sent back to St. Cloud, and I snuck away to do a morning show with him one time with Adam.
That's right. You were up at KISS in St. Cloud. Was that what it was?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get this call. Hey, you gonna take a day off of work? Come up here and play with me for the morning?
I said, actually, Adam set it up, and I didn't know.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Imagine I'm getting ready, look over, and go, well, he's very lost because this is St. Cloud.
The heck are you doing here?
And so we did the show, and afterwards, Adam's only words were, you sounded like two guys who hadn't worked together in a long time and had a lot of stuff to get in. So for a music radio morning show, we weren't that day.
Oh,
that was the old KISS Morning Zoo, I believe.
If I remember. By then, though, I think, had we become the Power Loon yet?
No, it was still KISS.
So.
That was
still KISS. Yeah, it was still KISS.
Because Ron, the reason he was there is Ron was gone because it had been sold.
Yep.
And it was in the process of becoming the Power Loon, and so Adam thought, yeah, we'll let him do this. Because I think probably he knew that he and I were both on the way out.
So when I got back to KS, then Ginny said, I'd have said no if you'd asked me. I said, why do you think I didn't ask you? Ginny was great, though. I love Ginny.
Always much easier to ask forgiveness than permission.
Yep.
I remember once at LOL, Denny Schaefer, who funny man, comes. I'm out there talking with the program director,
Sweetborg,
and he comes running out and looks at Greg Swedberg and says, "Greg, I am really sorry." Runs back into the studio. Greg looks up and goes, "Oh, Mo. We listen. Yep, always better to ask forgiveness and permission." The bit didn't work, but it was a funny idea. And Greg only got slightly red.
Yeah. So, you guys didn't get a chance to do Titter then for another couple of years until what, about 94, 95?
No, 94, I think, was when
94, 95 was when Net Radio.
Yeah. And we worked together a bit over at K102 in the Fan.
Yep.
And because Swedberg just can't get rid of us. Because there was a point when I was doing traffic reporting for John and Bob in the mornings, and Tony was working there afternoons and nights, or weekends and nights.
Yep.
Fill in, did a bunch of live stuff.
Morning crew was gone for the morning, and Denny Schaefer was going to do mornings. I was going to do the news for him, and Greg said, if they get into anything around the traffic, just let them go. And I only remember two breaks that worked. One was, Denny goes, guys, this is going nowhere. We're leaving now. And the second was, so, Tone, about your twins, what do you think their magic number is? And I said, 1987. The next year. Those were the two. And that had Schaefer just busting the gut for some reason.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That was the one where he took a shower on the air, wasn't it?
Nope. That was later.
Oh, that was later?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't there for that one. That was John Drew's. I heard it because I was on my way to the airport to fly off to vacation somewhere, and son of a gun.
He took a shower on the radio.
Shower on the air, yep.
That was so from there we end up at K102 for a little while, and then
there was a blank spot for a bit.
And I founded Net Radio with another guy. And
I would have found it too, except I didn't know it was lost.
Yeah, exactly.
No one told me.
And we found two other guys to come in and help us raise some money. And Tony was underemployed at the time. So I said, hey, we need you. And he said, okay.
Yep. There are four guys in this business that I would probably work for at the drop of a hat. Three now that I would work for at the drop of a hat. And he's the only one left in it. So the rest all got smart and retired. He called. And so I remember spending a couple of long nights putting furniture together.
Oh yeah, because we were putting those stations together.
Where was IKEA when we needed them?
Right?
Here, this is a log. Make it into this. What?
Here's a chisel and a screwdriver. No hammers. Work it out.
Yep.
The net radio thing was really interesting because it was the world's first internet only radio network. And we actually were working with Mark Cuban at that very moment because he was helping us with our Real Audio license. We had the number 6 beta test license for Real Audio. Well, we didn't have the money yet to quit knocking crap over.
Sorry.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Exactly right, because I break them.
But we couldn't afford the Real Audio license to do what we wanted to do or the pipeline yet. We had a bit of a pipe, but not a big enough connection yet. So what we would do is we would push the signal to Cuban, and Cuban would disseminate it to the internet. And so we were piggybacking on his license. And then we got funding and we split off. But, you know, we'd met Mark in Boston and had become friendly. And he thought, yeah, we can work together on this. And he always liked net radio. So wrap it up, says the producer.
Hey. Is this not my interview?
No. If you're under that illusion, you can't really be under that illusion, can you?
Oh, you have no idea what illusions I can be under.
But that's where we got This Is True really back. Justin
Hanine.
Hanine.
Justin was the poor. He had done some stuff at K102 and Fan, the sports talk, and I had he came over and he was the poor producer that got stuck recording us. It was a hoot.
Oh, and he was a gas because he would come. Everything goes back to the blues. I will never forget that.
Yep.
Justin could really come up with some actually really funny stuff, and he surprised us constantly.
He was very sharp.
Well, you got your internet, and you got your outernet.
Exactly right.
Keeps hot things hot and cold things cold. How do it know? Says Justin.
Where are you, man? We miss you.
Yeah. It'd be nice to find him again.
So that, worked for a while, and then they decided we don't want you here.
Well, net radio got sold.
And there were money constraints. They thought we had been spending too much money on quality people. Imagine that in business. Really.
Especially one involving, again, talent.
Exactly.
So we got bounced, but...
Well, actually, we decided to get bounced instead of losing 2 or 3 other people.
And we get bounced out. And the next day, Dave calls us and says, can you come on down for a meeting? So we go down for the meeting and he says, okay, we want to hire you as contractors to keep doing This Is True, really.
Yep.
Because it's the most listened to thing on the network. And at the time, we were syndicating all kinds of net radio things through the Real Audio app.
Yep.
And so This Is True, really, for some time was the most listened to thing on net radio. All the while it was holding the 8 of the top 10 Arbitron rated radio stations on the internet worldwide.
So there we are. Then, of course, things dissipated again and we wandered off our separate ways and raised families, and here we are.
We did keep doing it separately for a time. We ran it for a bit.
Yep.
Yeah. And those are the classic episodes that I'll throw into the audio only stream every now and again.
So, kind of coming back around to this, how did this latest iteration, titeration, if you will, come about?
He said titter.
See?
Thanks, Homer.
Go.
I was playing with an idea, and I'd long wanted to re-own the, for nostalgic reasons, the original URL for net radio. And the original URL was netradio.net, but some clown was squatting on it and asking for $250,000.
So we wrote the check.
No. And I remember in the
yacht.
In the earliest days, when we were working out what URL we wanted, I said, why does the top level domain have to be limited to 3 letters? Why can't we just get netradio.network, which is what I want? And we couldn't, so we picked netradio.net, and we eventually bought .com and .org as well.
And dot Phil and dot Bob and all of those.
Dot Trixie, dot Bubbles. So,
dot Coco the gorilla was probably the I don't understand.
Dot
that.
Cougar, dot Mellencamp, dot Joyner, dot Kersey. Happy?
Kitty.
So a few years ago, dot network became available, and I immediately bought netradio.network because that's the one I always wanted. And I thought maybe I can put up a nostalgia site. So I put up a little website, put some old pictures in there. I still have my Net Radio racing jacket. I still have the World Tour T-shirt. I still have a few things. I have the original card I found, the original business card for the.
I have one of mine. Yep.
Yep. And I put that in the museum. I need to get a scan of yours if you've got yours, Tone.
That would imply I knew where it was at the moment. Good for you.
Well, you'll find it.
I'll be dead probably, and Robin will find it.
Well, that'll be great, and Rob can give it to me. And
yeah, she's like that. She still likes you.
So, and then I thought, well, I've always wanted to do a really eclectic a really eclectic radio show that drew on all the different types of music that I like, which is odd because it goes from Baroque to certain metal and country and jazz and all this stuff. And I wanted to do it. And I thought, well, let's try it. And so I tried something on YouTube, and it didn't really work because it was me talking about it and then sending people on a link to Spotify to listen to the songs. And I didn't like the way that worked. So I only did about 4 episodes of that. And then I kind of stopped doing it. And I was talking to Ian about it one night, and Ian's, oh yeah,
that's you.
And
hi,
this rather furry idiot says to me,
"Hey, why don't we take out that wall in the kitchen?"
No,
hey, I think that's good advice. I do. I would have.
We did that already. Dink. Look,
you're welcome. By the way,
I'm telling him about that.
Yeah, you've been
Spotify is
when you
doing
get old and the words don't come.
No, Spotify is really pushing to have people do some music podcasts using their music that would stay exclusively on their network. And I thought maybe this is a way to do it. And that's when Ian barks at me and says,
"Hey, idiot, just do Titter again."
And there we are.
Almost verbatim.
A legend is born.
He said,
almost verbatim.
He says, nobody else is doing anything quite like it. Just call Tony. And I actually called you then. That was that evening I called you.
And when my wife reminded me who you were.
Remember that bald guy you used to yell at microphones with?
Because I had recently retired.
And basically he says to me, well, I'm not doing anything anyway.
I've got nothing else to do. I'm watching TV and reading books, and that's all fun, but so here we are.
Yes, we are.
Not a great story, but it's our story. Damn it, we're sticking to it.
Thank God for small mercies.
Exactly right.
Because if you guys make up any more crap, I swear.
Well, it's not all quite made up.
A lot of it is.
Well, here's the thing. I had one guy, Steve Schultz, Ian, right?
No.
He said to me,
Ian?
No. It's a mutual friend of ours.
Is it hyphenated Schultz Ian?
It is.
I knew it was.
Yes.
So he took his wife's married name as a.
Well, yeah, he married Janice Ian.
Yeah, I knew that.
Wow.
Yeah, leak, dude.
I need to be oiled. Steve said to me, you mean, and it was the.
Wait, I'm still creeped out by you being oiled.
It was.
He didn't say lubed, okay?
Thanks. That makes it a lot better. I appreciate that a lot.
You're welcome.
You're
welcome.
It was episode 41, Lobster Heist. And Schultz says to me, you mean that's real? And I said, well, the truck of lobsters really got stolen, and the employees really jumped in their own truck full of lobsters and chased them.
No.
And the embellishments, well, those were made up, but they were there for comedy.
True? Really?
As far as you know.
Exactly.
Oh my.
What we're here for. Oh, I know. So, I think we've kind of covered the basic history of
Yeah.
of Titter.
It's basically two guys who like hanging out together doing stuff that makes them laugh. And hopefully we do enough of that makes other people laugh and they listen and watch. So there we are. It's not very complicated because we aren't all that complicated.
I was about to say, neither are you. Love you two to death.
Oh, thanks, Ian. We love you.
What? But I only get to love one of.
As I get older, I don't think I like the death part. Shut up for a second, Lee. I'm trying to talk here.
Well, so am I. I got my own punchline.
Oh, go ahead.
Which is, I love both of you, but I'm only kind of genetically required to love one of you. So, Tony, you should feel special.
Dink.